My name is Kyle Dodda.
I am Betsy Simpson.
And we own the 1,000 Stone Farm here in Brookfield Vermont. We are a diversified vegetable farm that also includes mushroom cultivation and eggs, as well as protein on farm. We also have orchards and small fruit production as well. And then we've also included an on-farm restaurant and cidery into our business structure. We run a year-round CSA, as well as go to the Burlington Farmers Market and work with about 20 different wholesale accounts throughout the state of Vermont.
I'm your host, Andy Chamberlain, and I take you behind the scenes to learn how farmers are building their business in sustainable agriculture. These farmer-to-farmer interviews cover a wide range of topics, from cropping systems, marketing channels, lifestyle decisions, and lessons learned along the way. One ask I have for you is if you can leave a comment or write a review. There's a feature enabled right now called Fan Mail, so you can send a message via text to the podcast right from the link in the description. These come through as anonymous, so if you want to be known or would like me to reply, let me know who you are in the message. Give it a whirl. It's quick, easy, and free, and I'd love to hear from you. Today's episode comes to you from Brookfield, Vermont, where we visit with Kyle Dodda and Betsy Simpson of 1,000 Stone Farm. They've got many balls in the air with a wide range of crops, from veggies to perennial fruit, eggs and meat, hard cider, and even an on-farm restaurant. They sell retail out of the farm store, wholesale, CSA, and go to the Burlington Farmers Market. This seems like a lot to me for a couple growing on about 5 acres. So I joined them in a conversation to figure out what motivates them and how they manage such a diverse business. This conversation was recorded in the end of July and starts with the icebreaker. So, how has your season been going?
Yeah, no, I feel like it's been reasonable. I mean, it was definitely a wet, cold spring. Yeah. Like, pollination sucked. Yeah. I think most people feel that way.
Fruit's terrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But it's mostly like stone fruit trees and some of the apple trees.
Apples are definitely low.
Stuff that needed that early May pollination.
Yeah, and just I feel like the bees were like, yeah, I'm good. This weather sucks.
Well, it's like we got like full blooms on all the plums and peaches and stuff, and then it was just like
we don't have
40 and raining.
Pretty much no peaches this year. We definitely have currants, which is cool. That has been fun to play with so far. And then blueberries, but we don't have. There's just
the plums and peaches and cherries were like nothing.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah, they were pretty cool. We had like 35 average pounds of peaches last year for 15 trees. It was great. Fresh peaches, they were delicious.
Yeah, I mean the first 5 trees were like 200 plus pounds.
Yeah.
And then we didn't weigh the rest of
it. But cool.
It was exciting to have peaches last year.
Yeah.
1,000 Stone Farm has been in business for 10 years. This will be the 11th year, technically, it's been in business. I think the 10th growing season, though. And Betsy and I have been working together now since 2017. We are cultivating 5 acres of vegetables, maybe plus a little bit with asparagus. We have about 300 apple trees in the ground of all different ages. We have 40 some odd plums, different ages, peaches, pears, cherries, currants, elderberries, figs, blueberries, and strawberries at all different ranges in quantity. And then we're cultivating about 3/4 of an acre in high tunnel space, maybe a little less with propagation area. And that's year round with greens and whatnot, overwintering onions, etc., herbs. The figs are in a greenhouse too, as a perennial crop, or experiment. They're still alive. It's been a couple years, so we get some figs.
There's some figs. I eat most of them.
Yeah.
I sold a few last year.
We're currently in the restaurant and cider house tasting room, and we started this construction, poured the slab in July of 2023. We poured the slab that we're standing on, and We've finished most of the construction by November of last year, in 24. We opened the restaurant in November 15th of 2024. Fridays and Saturdays only, 1 to 8. And we ran that through the new year, and then we took the month of January off and took a little vacation. And then we came back and ran it for February, March. And then we closed again for April, May to get the farm up and running, and some in June. Then we reopened this last June, a month or so ago. Same deal, Fridays and Saturdays, 1 to 8. And we'll be running that all the way through till Christmas again, New Year. Maybe with a 2-week break after market ends, just to kind of like have a moment. But it's been really great. It's been a lot of fun to be able to feed people in the community in a different way than we normally have, to introduce them to new food and how we like to cook, and just new cider and all sorts of things. So the conversations, the people, all of it's been really, really great. I handle the bartending and the cider making, and Betsy handles the kitchen and the recipes, and also she runs dinner service and helps out with our 2 other employees that are in the kitchen as well. One of them is running the pizza oven, while the other one is running kind of a appetizer salad prep station. And then we also have another farmer helping us on Fridays at times, bartend as well, so that I can do market prep and bounce around and float a little bit. And then we also have another friend, long-time friend, whose husband actually used to work for us here on the farm when we first started, and she is helping us do dish and run food. And so
and
it
both
definitely,
the people in the kitchen are also farmers.
yeah, which is pretty great. That's the general gist, I think, at this point. Obviously, we also are cultivating mushrooms as well, and our other employee is working with us full time doing that year round. He's been doing it for 4 years with us now. We've been cultivating mushrooms for 8, maybe even 9.
9 years, I
That's
think.
kind of what started you, right?
No,
Oh.
not really actually.
That's what
Actually,
everyone thinks.
Garlic and cucumbers is what we started with, and I had my first winter CSA, fall winter CSA in 2014 or 2015, one of those years. I don't really know, honestly. And then my dear friend Beck, whose wife is working with us now in the restaurant, he started working here with me in the greenhouse and whatever, and then we had been talking about it, and he was interested in cultivating mushrooms, and I was thinking about it too, so we started that together kind of here. He eventually went off and did his own mushroom thing, and now he's into another career, but it's all good. One of our dear friends, so it's great.
We also have
Animals.
a bunch of animals.
So now we're raising, we've been doing laying hens for a while. We're probably 500 laying hens.
Whoa.
Plus
5
to 600 laying
give or
hens.
take. I mean, I'm not sure who's doing roll call, but
5 to 600. You just
It's around there.
well,
by the
we
hundreds.
don't like call out a bunch
Yeah.
of our hens, so we just add in.
Yeah.
And so over the years, you kind of, anyways,
Yeah.
they're chickens. That's how it goes. And then we started doing pork and chicken for meat production on the farm last year, and we moved. Betsy has been raising beef, lamb, and goat at her parents', but we had to move those animals, and so we ended up slaughtering all of our beef in the fall and the goats, and we've been using that now through the season, but the lambs we actually brought over in February, and now we're having them out on pasture. Actually, I'm going to be building more fencing this week and next week to get them to a new paddock. But Betsy's parents have been super helpful at trying to move that forward with us, and that's great. And it's great. It's a pain to get it going, but it's great. And
It's a pain to get animals going? Or
Yeah, just infrastructure.
The perimeter
Yes.
fencing,
Yeah.
because we don't have fencing here for all
Right.
of it yet. So
Right.
it's like just investing into good fencing for them.
Yeah. I mean, infrastructure for any project on a farm is annoying and expensive, and it's just
Yeah.
part of the deal, and you just suck it up and figure it out, and that's how it goes.
So no beef and no goats at the moment,
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
but you want to get back
Yeah.
into that?
Yeah. We probably will get a couple goats
Yeah, I'll probably throw in a couple of goats pretty soon.
in the spring, maybe, depending.
Pretty soon, wait.
Pretty soon.
We'll see. I mean, like 4 to 6. We're not going
We're
anywhere.
not going crazy,
Yeah,
but
just a couple, even if it's just for us and maybe a couple specials or whatever. I don't know.
So a year ago, how many sheep, goats, and cows did you have?
Oh, a lot, like 50 of each.
there was like a 30 plus head of beef animals.
Yeah,
I had,
something like that.
I have been dwindling down on the goats because I was trying to like transition, so because I knew we were gonna have to move them. But I had like, there was upwards of 50, and we were down to like 15 to 20, and then I just butchered everyone. But with the sheep, like we still have almost 50 of them here. I just butchered, last week I just butchered 8 of them, so I have new lamb waiting at the butcher for me to pick it up.
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, it's definitely, the sheep are awesome. I really enjoy them as a species. I feel like they have a lot of character, but they also like do a really good job, like better job than I thought they would. Like they're de-leafing a lot of shrubs that I didn't think they would. So hopefully,
From a land management perspective.
yeah, it's really, and they're easy, relatively speaking. Like, I mean, sure, they get in trouble probably here and there, but for the most part, as someone that definitely didn't grow up raising animals like Betsy did, I find them much easier to manage. You can handle them like physically, and also just like they're not that big, like they're not huge, you know. I mean, you could probably get a ram that was like a little feisty, but for the most part,
Most of them are really friendly.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
We also
and-
have 400 meat birds that we're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know if we actually said that.
yeah. So we're doing 2 batches of 225, but with meat birds you have loss, as with any
Yeah.
chicken species.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're towards the end of one round of like
210
200, and then
slaughtered,
we have
give or take.
the next chicks that we just got last week. So
But everybody's looking good, and we get those processed over at Maple Wind, so that
Oh,
we
nice.
they're all USDA
can, and
processed,
it's all
so we can sell
done.
it too.
Right. Right.
We can use it here. We can sell it in the farm store. We can sell it at farmers market. It's clean.
Yep.
So it's 3 or CSA. even
Crate them
too.
up, take them an hour, and bring them back in the freezer.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yep.
yeah. I mean, it's the cost is definitely there, but you do pay for what you get. I think they do a really nice job.
And then will you be selling that as value-added stuff
Yeah.
here, and retail, and CSA, and farmers market? You're still doing all that?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
but it wouldn't go to like wholesale. We wouldn't.
Right,
we wouldn't be able
right.
to make those numbers work.
Right.
But yeah, so like chicken wings will be on the menu again. Blah blah. That kind of thing.
Because we did birds last year, so we used most of our chicken that
We
we
ended up
did
with like
last
100
year.
last year, 90 or something.
Over the winter, we had it on the menu.
We have a little bit of chicken breast and stuff left, but
Ready for new meat.
yeah. But this will be good because one of the issues that we run into is that Maple Wind, they don't have enough meat to supply us through the winter, and they need to retail all of it, and any of their wholesale accounts, I think for the most part, which is I get. It's,
Yeah.
they're running a business and that's how it goes. You need those retail sales, so we basically didn't have chicken all winter,
For the farm store.
which is like not ideal. So now we have ours. And
So you were selling Maple Wind chicken out of your farm store?
yeah.
And we still are right now,
Yeah.
now that they're back with summer schedule. But yeah, like over the winter, we basically didn't have chicken at all.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
How many farm employees do you have?
It's the same. So it's me, Betsy, Howard and Baden, and Stefan, and then we have Mark who does deliveries and some pruning with me.
5.5.
Yeah,
Full time?
4 of us are full time. Then Stefan is like 32, but he basically just does mushrooms and packs stuff for market for us on Thursday.
And
He's
Howard
40.
and Vaden
Our
are
full-time.
seasonal.
Yeah,
so,
seasonal full
so they're
time.
not here year round.
Yeah.
That just seems like a lot of stuff to do with that seems like a lean crew for,
We hear that. I mean, but
I don't
honestly,
know how
like,
people make numbers work though.
yeah.
fair enough.
Like honestly, like we would, like I don't know how we would pay ourselves and come up with another 25K to hire, like I would like to figure something out because I think it would ease up on.
All the little
Stuff.
annoying things.
I mean, it's 2 days a week. It's
Cucumbers.
Mondays and Thursdays. That's what we do. You know, it's like, and we do that most of the summer, give or take. But then you get these hot days, and it's just like, it's rough. I get it. You know, it's a long day. But
So how big's your CSA?
Right now, I'm just under 100 for summer CSA.
And you do summer and winter or year round?
We're year round.
42 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
winter's every other week, and then we try to have a week off between like spring and summer and fall, depending how good we are at scheduling.
So you keep close to 100 year round then?
It'd be nice to.
Yeah.
I think that's how we would probably like to be able to do it, is if we could increase CSA. We're kind of like, we don't necessarily, like increasing wholesale could be fine, but we're not big enough to like make enough revenue that would have enough profit margin to like make it work. And we don't have the land mass, nor do we want to like grow more. Like I actually would like to grow less, better. Like more cover cropping, more management in better ways that's like less.
Less in acreage or less in range of crops?
Not, I mean, we've been reducing
It
the
seems
range.
like you like your variety.
Yeah, we like to eat it.
We do,
and cook
and
with it.
it's nice to have like a wide range for CSA too.
Yeah.
And for the restaurant and the store.
But yeah, I
like-
mean, that part doesn't bother me, honestly. The range is not, like, yeah, we get rid of like some of the silly stuff that we try every once in a while. And we add in some silly stuff here and there, like half a bed or a bed or something like that. But like, I would say like a good example is that I'm pretty sure that I want to reduce. We've been wholesaling shallots on and off for years, or we have not on and off, but we have been wholesaling shallots for years to co-ops, and I feel like, yeah, we've had some okay years. I wouldn't say we've ever had a great year. Maybe like one I can remember where they were like pretty
Started doing it.
awesome. I think we need a better spray program for fungal diseases and bacterial issues, and that's obviously possible. It's so much field space. It's like winter squash. Like, it basically just rots, but at least now we have pigs. But you know, it just, like, it's not a high value crop. I mean, and shallots are technically, like, we get $5 a pound.
But compared to some of your other things, it's...
Yeah, but like when you look at the bed feet, and then you also look at how much we should make in sales and what we actually make, it's like $15,000 short or more. And you're like, okay, well, that was silly. Like, we should plant something else. Not that I don't want to grow shallots, but I could grow like 2 beds or 3 beds.
Because your quality isn't good, or because of...
Rot.
There's
Okay,
definitely
yeah,
rot
so yeah.
problems.
Yeah. Long-term storage is our
Yeah.
issue, which I'm not saying we can't solve.
Right,
Like, obviously,
right,
that's something, but I'm also just like, the revenue that we could be generating off that square footage or acreage doesn't need to come in the middle of the winter. It could come whenever, as long as I just keep the money until the winter. It's the same, you know, like, which we've gotten better at, saving money to make, because we know, like right now, you know, you feel like you're in peak season, you should have good cash flow coming in. Well, keep that, because in the
Pace
spring,
yourself,
when you have a huge payroll and you have no money coming in,
Yeah.
or even at the
Or
end of the
after
season,
farmers market
when farmers
ends,
market ends and your
there's
sales
like
drop,
this-
but you
we
still have
still
staff.
have people working full time.
I mean, you could go through your savings in one pay period.
Right. It's real easy to blow money.
Yeah. Yeah. So it just, I think that it's just like kind of thinking about the business in that way of how do I make hay when the sun shines, basically, concept, you know, like, let's make this work. Like, and also just like Vermonters in general, restaurants in general, our restaurant even, our CSA members, our farmers market customers, they want corn, they want greens, they want tomatoes, they want peppers, they want eggplant, they want summer while they have it, you know? And so I think that kind of focusing in on that is kind of where I'm leaning towards. Not that we're not, but we could strategize.
We could extend the
We could
summer
extend the summer a little bit, and also maybe extend the amount, like of, let's say, eggplant is a good example. Like we've gotten better at growing eggplant over the years, which we've been enjoying, but we could definitely grow more, and like that could bleed into being able to give some of the restaurants we sell to some eggplant so they could do some fun dishes too, or having more at market or more for wholesale or CSA. So there's just some conversations like that I think inefficiencies that are going on. I mean, we don't use enough here in the restaurant of really anything to like make a huge dent of decision making, but like there is some, choices. I mean, we do use a lot of mushrooms in here, but it doesn't make a huge dent because we grow a lot of mushrooms, so it kind of works out. But we end up selling a lot because people think that they're like, oh, you're a mushroom farm. You're like, okay, yeah, we grow mushrooms.
We also
However,
grow a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, you grow a lot.
Yeah. So, no, it's been good. I mean, everything basically on the menu, besides the flour and the cheese and the miscellaneous, olive oil and stuff like that, is from us. And so a lot of people come in here and they don't necessarily realize that sometimes, which is fine.
But
Well,
all
they
the
don't-
cheeses are from Vermont,
Right.
besides the parm.
all the
Still
flours
stuff.
from Vermont.
Yeah, flour's all from Vermont.
Well, we just started using a 00 organic flour out of Quebec across the border because nobody seems to have organic 00. So
00 size.
00 is, well, yeah, so 00 is the fineness.
Yeah.
So it has
Yeah.
a higher gluten
Farm
content.
size.
Yeah. Do you want to walk?
Sure.
So we can just take a look.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so bar and kitchen, pizza oven.
You pleased with how this building came out?
Yes and no. Like in the sense of yes, it looks nice. Yeah, a couple 0% interest credit cards and, Webstront. I rolled the pizza oven into the loan for the building.
Webstrant's got everything you need.
Pretty much. But yeah, we rolled the oven into the loan for the building. So I was like, I don't want to deal with that short term, which was a good idea. This was a kit actually. It worked out pretty well. It was the cheapest decent kit I could find. It was still $14,000.
Okay, yeah. I have
Oh,
no
they're
idea.
stupid expensive.
Yeah.
Like
That's
it just,
a lot.
it's a lot. I mean, they go up like, I don't even know, 100 grand, 50 grand, like
Yeah,
easily.
you can spend as much money as you want on a pizza
Right,
oven.
Yeah.
That is not that expensive.
This is a 48-foot interior. It's concrete cast blocks. I mean, you can still feel how hot this is even just from Saturday. It's cranking. We run it at like 800
From
degrees.
Saturday,
Yeah.
and it's still hot, and
Put your
it's
hand there.
Monday.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it'll be hot till
It'll
Thursday.
be hot till we start it
Guess
up
it's
again.
well insulated.
Oh yeah. Wrapped in a ton of fiber facts.
Jeez,
So it
man.
comes as a kit. So there's like 5 key pieces of concrete, and then you set them together in this like metal tray with more insulation underneath that, and then the deck comes in, and it still comes with like, I think it's a 5-year warranty, even though you put it together.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty wicked.
They trust their solid concrete.
The other problem is it would have cost 10 grand more to have it built and then delivered.
Wow.
For the
Just to
same
give
oven.
you, for the same oven,
10 grand for them to build it.
and
And ship it.
ship it whole.
Whole.
And then we would have had to figure out even more how to get it off the truck.
Because
It's
it's,
you
really
would have needed
heavy.
another garage
it's
door.
too
here.
heavy. It fits through there, Tim.
It does technically fit through.
Not with a bar
everything.
anymore though, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So it's built to stay.
You know?
Yep.
You can probably pass a lot of pizza through there then.
Yeah, I mean that's the concept, right? Like you can move a lot of pizzas. This is dish and
Yeah.
whatnot.
This is awesome. I've never seen a farm restaurant like this. I don't know that I've ever seen a farm restaurant.
I think it's pretty unique. Yeah,
I mean,
I
it's
think
all,
that might be the case.
Yeah.
it's all
You should-
part of our
you should come
barn.
eat sometime.
This is supposed to be the new wash pack.
Yeah,
Wow, it's a lot different than when I was here last.
It is not a wash pack
I
yet.
know, buddy. It's not a wash pack,
It's
right?
pack though.
It's
Yeah.
packed, but not a wash pack.
Yeah.
We got some work to do.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
gotta
it's packed.
finish drywall and all sorts of stuff, and yeah. You'd think a big space like this. I mean, it's not being efficiently used at all. I admit that wholeheartedly. The problem is that you just end up, the season starts, and next thing you know, it's like you don't have a minute to like catch up on the thing that you didn't finish. And so,
Like I have CSA coolers that just take up this whole space.
Yeah.
But it's like they leave during the week and then they come back at the end of the week.
we're going to get some more racks and shelving and stuff and
Yeah.
get things, whatever. And then this is my play area. So yeah, we are fermenting cider through the fall and winter, and we run about a 24 to 30 barrel aging program. I've just been racking and transferring today, which I'll finish a little bit of after we wrap up. Everything ages for anywhere between 8 months to 2 years, I would say, give or take. Not necessarily all in oak, but in stainless or some in oak, some stainless. Yeah, it just depends. So we do all the pressing in here too, as well.
Yeah, this is your main processing room.
It just kind of fills up and then empties out and then fills back up again. And then over here is another walk-in
Oh yeah, nice.
mixed use for cider storage and kegging, as well as for the restaurant.
This is big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Things have changed.
it's great. Can't have a big enough one.
Exactly. You're right.
I mean, you could. This is fine.
Big
It
from
does.
where you
It
were.
gets completely full of apples. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah, as we're
when-
bringing stuff in,
the
we're
fall,
pressing.
It's just packed.
Yeah. So primarily kegging.
Yeah, no bottling too, just don't have labels yet.
Okay.
So I have bottles, just no labels. And so I can't legally sell any.
Okay.
That's the catch.
But soon there will be labels.
There will be labels soon.
So
I
we
really
can
need to.
actually sell
Yeah.
bottles.
So are you? Is it all kegs right out of your restaurant, or are you selling?
We are
those to-
wholesaling to a handful of other restaurants that we already sell to.
Sweet.
Yeah. So like Three Penny or Pearl Street Pizza, Maple Soul, Hotel Vermont, Juniper Bar,
Blackback.
Blackback Pub in Waterbury. Ben Hill Brewery up in
Oh yeah.
Braintree. We just got more bottles in, some for our red wine that we made last year. We took over a vineyard in Northfield. This woman that we met through a friend had a small vineyard about the size of ours. I don't know if I said that earlier, but we have a vineyard with 360 vines.
We're also making wine with our grapes.
And so we need to bottle the red and just let it age in bottle now. We did about 280 gallons of wine, 70 white, and like 180, 200 red. So yeah, we're gonna be leasing the vineyard from her for the next 10 years, ideally.
Nice.
It's been a little bit of a challenge to like stay on spray program over there and also have time to get over there. And then my sprayer's over there, which is kind of tricky. So
How far away was that?
It's like 15 minutes in Northfield. It's not far,
Northfield, away.
but it just adds up
Yeah.
to your day and your
15
week.
minutes tractor drive.
No, I have a small tractor that I leave over there.
Okay.
Anywho,
Yeah.
it's fine. It just it does add up, and I find myself not always there when doing the next thing. But so far they look great. I knew I have to go over there and like leaf thin a lot at some point like this week, ideally. I don't know when that.
Thin?
Yeah, basically just taking leaves off.
Right. Pruning, stripping, whatever.
Yep.
So how involved was like the licensing and all of that to get this building up and running?
It was like a thing. It's definitely a lot, or enough, I would say. I mean, it's relative though. Like I feel like once you've jumped through enough hoops, you kind of get used to jumping through hoops.
Fair enough.
Like
You've already been through hoops with building projects.
yeah, and the USDA loans and just like I don't know. It
what's
seems
a few more forms.
Yeah, it seems intense,
And
but then
another
you just like
inspection.
ask the questions, talk to the right people, don't ask too many questions, and move on.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I just feel like it sounds simple, but I don't know what else to say. Like,
Don't worry about it. Just
try not to.
ask
Yeah.
who you think you need to ask.
Yeah, I mean, they're honestly like all the people that we worked with were super helpful. Like, I don't really feel like anybody from the state was really. Yeah, I felt like it was all pretty straightforward. I mean, there were definitely some hurdles like with the fire marshal and things of that nature. But they were realistic and it was reasonable enough, I suppose.
I don't know if you want to add this or not, but like we are exempt from Act 250 because over 50% of the product is all ours, so we're still just a farm.
Yeah, so Act 250
Okay, yeah.
ruling
So that's
says by weight or volume, you are not, you're exempt from Act 250. So in 2022, before we even started construction, I got an exemption for here.
So is this restaurant, cidery, all under the farm business or separate business?
It's all the
It's
same.
all farm.
For that reason
Awesome.
and for the alcohol reason. It would have been kind of cool to have it separate, honestly,
Yeah.
because I would have been then buying stuff from myself and reselling to myself. But technically, I don't think you're allowed to do that with the alcohol, and that's where we kind of ran into like some hurdles.
Interesting.
I mean, you can't. It's just weird, like, because I'm the sole owner of everything.
Yeah.
So it's fine. It just means like all the liability is on me,
Yeah.
in a technical sense.
Right.
But also, there could have been some.
But in a way, it simplifies a lot of things.
It does totally. Like the books are
It's
easy.
one thing
like
to worry about.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. It's not like we're small. Like we're not big, at all.
Right.
So I think that, yeah, definitely hurdles. I mean, the alcohol side is actually really easy. I felt like they come out, they talk to you. What do you want to do? What do you think you want to do? Don't do that. Do this. You should look at this bar and see how they do that.
Huh.
Just like
Make
helpful.
sure you know how to serve people.
Yeah.
Have your little
Don't
test.
do stupid stuff.
Yeah, don't be dumb about it.
Don't be dumb about it.
Common sense goes
Yeah.
a long ways.
Yeah. And so I think that's a big one. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, we have 6 different ciders on tap. We have our white wine on tap, and then we run one beer from our friends at Ben Hill.
Nice.
Yeah.
We also just started doing special
I
cocktails
also
that
am
also
making
include
our
our
own
things.
house vermouth with our white wine, which has been awesome. So I'm aging it and infusing it. I don't know if you're familiar with vermouth, but so vermouth is, a lot of countries make vermouth, predominantly Italy, France, and Spain. Vermouth is basically a white wine, could be a red wine, but typically it's a white wine that is fortified with a spirit, typically brandy or something of that nature. However, with that, it's usually infused then with a ton of botanicals and bitters, and over there they're using a lot of molasses for the sweetener. Here we're using a local honey. We're buying in some of the bitter orange because I can't grow that here, but then everything else is from our friends at Hillside Botanicals over in Brookfield. So they're an herb farm that's over there that also does plant starts and a couple other things.
So what made you decide to do a restaurant and cidery on top of a farm?
I think part of it was getting more people to come to us rather us bringing the farm elsewhere. Like, it's part of
Yeah.
it. Like, we still want to go to farmers market and everything, but it's like we can bring people here and feed them good food and share good food with our community. There's also nothing in Brookfield.
Nope.
And everywhere you go to eat, you're mostly just getting fried food. And I absolutely refuse to have a fryer in our kitchen. Like, it's a no-go.
Sets you
That
apart.
might not be exactly the paragraph that I would use to describe.
That's not
Let's try
why
that
we
again.
did it.
Okay, well,
but
that was
I'm
the
like,
question.
But it's part of like feeding the community good food and keeping everyone around us healthy.
Ooh, there's the good line.
Don't use that other answer, for God's sake. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, I think that, like we were saying earlier, it's been a real joy to bring people together. I mean, it's awesome to be in here when it's full, when it's busy and kind of bustling, and everyone is chatting, and there's neighbors seeing each other they haven't seen in a while, or saw each other yesterday. It doesn't matter, and they're kind of mixing around tables, and it's just great. And so to be able to do that is really fun and really enjoyable. And people that have our CSA are then coming here and being like, oh, I had this salad, this is the same, like these kind of things. Or even farmers market customers are coming down from Burlington and eating here, which has been a lot of fun. So yeah, it's been really great.
So it's been busy.
Yeah, busy enough. We're happy with where we're at.
That's awesome.
I wouldn't want it like too much busier.
Right.
Like it's a nice place to be.
I guess that's one question, but I think I got the feeling of it when we were talking about the business as a farm. Like, you don't have a desire per se to get into cider big or a restaurant big or
No, not at all.
like you
This
like
is really
you
nice.
like this. This is where you want to be.
I don't think we would actually ever be open more than 2 days a week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
the
we-
Friday, Saturday works really
It's really
well.
nice.
I think that'll probably help like cause demand.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, this little hole in the wall place
Yep.
down the dirt road. They're only open 2 days. Like I think that's adds a draw.
During the winter, we had more entrees on the menu while I was in the kitchen, and like more braised meat. Like we had ossobuco and like different things, and like goat shanks. But during the summer, I'm like doing more fresh and snacks and shareables and like a little more options for pizzas and the sandwiches we do. But we'll probably get more into like the comfy food and like slightly higher end dishes during the winter again. Because right now I'm basically harvesting all day Thursday, Friday, and then Friday evenings I come in here and help with service. And then I go to farmers market on Saturday morning, so I'm up at like 4:45, pack for farmers market, go to market all day, and then I come back and then help them with dinner service again. And then we're really bad about going to bed early on Saturdays. The wind down takes a while. But ideally we have Sundays to like do emails and stuff, but have a day to relax a little bit and possibly get off the farm if we can for at least a little bit.
For an hour or two.
Yeah, between animal chores and opening and closing greenhouses.
Right. Because you guys are into like biking and skiing and stuff too. You've been doing that much or not so much?
Not so much.
Not as much as we'd like to.
No.
Now that this building is built and like the infrastructure is a little more here, do you think you will soon or no?
I mean, we'd like to try to. We definitely are having the conversations of like, you can't work this hard and not go enjoy your life as well, even though we enjoy this part of our life, but like,
Absolutely.
there's obviously other parts. So, yeah, that's a concern, I think, for both of us that we've been trying to figure out. We'll get there. I mean, I think it takes time. Some years are better than others
Yeah. Yep.
in the sense of doing that
Right.
sort of thing.
Well,
Yeah.
some years are really big building years and it comes and goes.
Yeah.
Although
But-
it seems like you've been building for
Yeah.
10
I
years,
don't know.
right?
I feel like there's always a construction project going on. Constantly.
We're getting close.
Building greenhouses, building restaurants,
No
building
more-
fences.
No more,
next.
no more greenhouses.
Yeah, I don't think we need any more,
No more
greenhouses
greenhouses.
right now.
So, out of all your enterprises, Betsy, what's your favorite?
There's different aspects of all of it. I mean,
Yeah.
I really like our CSA, but I also really like farmers market. But we also have the restaurant, so like I went to the Culinary Institute of America, and like
Okay.
it's what I went to school for. So actually having our own restaurant's pretty cool,
Nice.
and just making really good food. So I have a lot of fun with it. But I also like having the like interactions with like our other customers, like at farmers market. Like I check out a lot of people there, but I see the same people every single week, and like can have ongoing conversations with them, and just like what people are making at home, and just like catching up with everyone. And even with CSA members, it's like there's a lot of them, but I have correspondence with them all the time.
Yeah.
And like meeting different ones, like they'll come to the restaurant, or I'll see them at farmers market, and they're like, "Oh, I get your CSA," and I'm like, "I've only ever emailed you."
Yeah.
I also really like the farm store because I see a lot of customers there too.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I think it goes back to just, increasing community and increasing community connections, I guess, is around food, which is what we like. That's some of my favorite. I was just saying this last night. We were hanging out with friends around the dinner table, having a glass of wine and eating good food. It's like that's kind of all I want. You know, it's just bringing people together, whether they're with us or not, is kind of irrelevant. But them bringing their family together around food and caring about food, I think is extremely healthy and important, and in so many ways. And so I think doing that in this setting also then makes people think maybe a little bit more about how they're eating and what they're eating, and purposefully choosing to take time to feed themselves, which I think is really overlooked in America at this point in time. I think it's really important.
Yeah, it is. Has that always been your mission?
It's always been our mission, but I would say, yeah. I mean, yeah, sure. It's been a belief, I would say. Yeah, it could be our mission, sure.
I should go back and listen to our episode a few years ago.
Yeah.
And listen. I don't really remember like what we talked about so much.
That's fair.
But
we did
that
a lot
would
of the farm store conversation.
Yeah, the farm store conversation.
I just had
and chickens in the cat tunnel.
I just had a really good friend that was like, I just listened to your podcast with Andy, like from
I know,
2019.
people bring it up all the time. Like different people are like, oh, I like.
They Google
listen
you and
to
it pops up.
Yeah, or they're looking for farm store
This is
information.
pretty cool.
Granted, the other aspect I really like is actually having the animals here.
Yeah.
Especially having the lambs and the pigs. Like we just got our next round of piglets a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So we have Henry and Walter and Petunia and Daisy. But I make them really friendly. Over the winter we had the Flintstones over the winter.
We did, yeah.
Pebbles. Pebbles loved her belly rubs. But
So how do you make a pig friendly? Just interaction?
yeah, hanging out with them.
Just like let them get used to you petting them, and like
I touch them constantly just to like make sure that they're used to me, and so you can go in their pen and they're
So in
like
that 5
really
minutes
happy
morning
to
and
see
night,
you.
you're just real friendly with
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Maybe more than 5 minutes for her, but I'm like, where is my wife? Oh, right, she's hanging out with the pigs.
She's in the barn.
Well, it's like we had 200-pound pigs, and they all just want belly rubs when you're down there, and it takes a minute to give all of them belly rubs.
Can't leave somebody out.
Yeah. And they fight over who's getting belly rubs first. But, I mean, now we have pork belly on the menu. And I'm like, I spent the winter massaging that with all the belly rubs.
Yeah, right now on the menu, there's, I didn't even look at the menu yet, but there's
a PBLT.
Yeah,
It's a pork belly,
Wow.
lettuce, tomato.
BLT.
Pork belly's getting close to that fried food category, though.
Yeah, but it's not actually fried in a fryer.
Thinking back when you landed on this property, starting up the farm, did you have this where you're at now as a vision? As like, did you want to do this, or are you just kind of like, you think something's fun and then you jump in that direction?
Let me sit down for this one.
You're gonna sit down for this one.
I think that so I guess yes and no. And why I say that is that when we got the property, there was already a well here where the barn is, where we are now, and the foundation for this building was here as well. And so technically speaking, like, I knew that that could be or probably would be an option at some point, building the barn out, because we originally built the side that
The old side.
the old side.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, I guess, I thought maybe eventually we would do something with it. Did I think we would do this? No, but I also didn't know that I was going to meet Betsy either. And so, in hindsight, I would have planted all these fruit trees first and probably gotten sheep and been a beekeeper and a shepherd and not done anything else besides this. And then that would have been it. Might not have been as much debt that I'm in now. And,
But here we are.
So you met Betsy and took on a bunch of debt, and now.
Yep.
I mean, I think I was more on the taking the debt side than Betsy, but you know, I mean, there's many ways to go about running a small business or a small farm, but having capital to move things forward at a pace in which you want, or maybe you don't want, but fast enough to where you can get to that like ideally sustainable cash flow and revenue, you know, flow level to be able to like make it work, ideally, is something that is important, like to have that capital to do that. So either you don't quit your day job, get real creative and scrape by, or you take out loans, or you just have money. There's only so many options there, you know.
Some are easier to do than others.
Yeah, and so a little scraping and, you know, loans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, having good employees too at this point.
Yeah,
like
for
we
sure.
went through years that we went through a lot of employees.
Yeah.
And now we have a pretty solid crew. And
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Yeah, and they're great.
And they come back.
Yeah.
Everybody's here. Yeah, they stay, you know, I mean, and we prioritize that. We prioritize paying them a living wage. We prioritize giving them whatever they need,
Whatever
really.
food and veggies
Extras,
and
etc.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, another component of this situation that like is on a functional level is that this extra revenue has profit to it because it's value added. Not that farming shouldn't normally as well. However, that extra profit allows us to pay down our debt faster than, like, say, our 40-year terms.
Right. That's good.
Yeah. You know, so that is, you know, on a functional level, besides all the community-based feelings that we have, that is important to us. I don't need to be in debt until I'm 80 years old.
Right.
That is not my goal in life.
Right.
And so
And all the hugs from the neighbors doesn't always pay the bills.
no, but
Unless
so
they're
like
buying
I
pizza
think
instead.
you know, creative avenues like this do allow for that.
Yeah. I know it was a couple years ago you were making tomato sauce or selling tomato sauce. You still do that too?
Yeah, so we still make the tomato sauce. We use 90% of it or whatever here. I mean, not 90, 75.
We sell a lot of farmers market too.
Yeah.
And
So we stopped
farmers too.
wholesaling the tomato sauce jars. We had a bad year of San Marzano production, and so we just ended up not wholesaling that year. And then with this, we're just like, well, fine. So we just got all the retail pack done for the tomato sauce to sell at farmers market and the farm store, and then we just did 1 gallon jugs for here.
Oh yeah.
And so that's worked out great, like really well. And we'll definitely probably need to do more of that as well. I mean, not all the pizzas have red sauce on them, so, but it's awesome. I mean, I think people don't even realize that either. Like, they don't realize that we harvested those tomatoes last year, we froze them, then we processed them all at a commercial co-pack, and then we brought them in here, and now we're cooking with them, you know? So like, I think like we explain that, but they don't get it.
Right.
Like, they get it, but they,
Yeah. It sounds nice, but they don't understand all that went into it. And they're like, okay, yeah, like it's complicated to make sauce, but they don't realize like you were the one to do that. Like your own tomatoes, like right over there.
right, yeah. Yeah, I mean, or like the dried herbs that are
Yeah.
on there, you know, like, not that we don't buy some herbs in, like, that we can't get for certain dishes, but, you know, otherwise it's, yeah. So, you know,
And like dried peppers. Like we make our own pepper powders and have fresh red pepper that's ours, like from Cayenne's.
Yeah. What strategies are you using to keep the to-do list in order?
Nothing.
there's no to-do list.
There's technically like schedules for like on
Other-
this day
other-
the harvesting
yeah,
things or whatever. But
Honestly, we don't make any lists.
But you're not like, I gotta,
dry the peppers, and then I gotta go seed the beets, and then I gotta,
I mean,
you know,
no,
like, it just seems
we're
like you
like,
have a
oh, we
lot
should
of
do
things
another
to
round
try.
of beets, and then I go seed them, and then we're like,
and yet it all works out.
yeah, I don't know.
For the most part,
It seems like a low stress way of doing things, I guess.
I mean, I find this to be stressful because then I feel like I'm looking at this thing of all these things I have to do. That's always been my opinion on this, but I understand
If it's a
that-
priority, then you'll go do it.
exactly.
Fair enough.
I mean, there's so many balls that we're juggling that like you're gonna drop one.
Yeah.
You know, ideally it's not a big one,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Ideally, it kind of bounces off the ground and you pick it back up
Yeah,
again.
and you keep going.
Just a little fumble.
Yeah.
If you don't do it today, it's not that important.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Still
and-
gets done.
I mean, the things that are important, at least, you know, obviously there's many things that are important, but like the things that are important based on the business and farming, you know, like, yeah, you submit your payroll on time, you pay your bills on time. A lot of that stuff we do automatically already, which is
Right.
great. And you know, close the greenhouses, you open the greenhouses, you water stuff,
Feed all the animals.
you feed the animals. I don't, like, I mean, we all have, everybody that works here has specific tasks and jobs that
Okay.
they're focused on. So it's not like me and Betsy are doing.
You've delegated a lot of.
Yeah, definitely. And we, you know, like, the guy who works with us with mushrooms does a lot of the drying for us, like all the basil and herbs. He'll just load up the dryer with either mushrooms or herbs or peppers or whatever. Like, hey, can you dry this week? Cool, yeah, I'll
Yeah,
load
be
it
like,
up.
what day works best for you? I'm gonna bring a bunch of stuff to you and
Yeah.
just load up the dryer.
So is the dryer something you have here? Or is
Yeah,
it-
it's just like a smaller commercial
Yeah,
dryer.
smaller one, but we
Um,
can do a fair amount of it, like a couple rounds a week. So you don't actually need that much dried basil. Like, there's how many mason jars of dried basil do you need?
Right, it adds
I
up.
still have some of last year's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we already started drying it this year.
I guess maybe that's what answers my question, is that you've delegated a lot of the daily work of the repeatable tasks to those employees, and they're long-term employees, so they
Or
will
shared.
know what needs to be done.
Yeah, totally.
So
I mean, basically,
You're
all
not carrying all
of
that.
the harvesting, all the mushroom harvesting that Stefan does, and I'll do some, and like we'll all do a little
Same
bit,
here,
but
yeah.
most of it is done by our employee that does the mushrooms with us, and so that's like the main part of that. And he packs everything. It goes out for wholesale and CSA, and so then basically Betsy, Howard, and Vaden are on vegetable harvesting. So the three of them tackle vegetable harvesting, but different tasks. So like Howard and Vaden work together to get through like today, which was squash, beans, etc. But Betsy was doing like greens and
All the CSA stuff.
all the CSA like stuff, like bunched mint,
Bunched things.
bunched kale or chard or whatever. Yeah, the special for last weekend was a slow cooked brisket with a blackcurrant barbecue sauce and
As a Sammy.
as a Sammy, and then roasted summer squash and collard greens.
Yeah, braised collard greens.
Yeah. You know, I meant to tell you, somebody came up to the counter and they're like, I just moved up here from Alabama where I lived for 20 years, and those are the best collard greens I've ever had.
whoa.
And I was like, all right, I will let my wife know.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't even taste them. Were they good?
Astrid made them, but like we just talked about, we were like, let's just
I'll
keep
have to tell
them
her
really
then.
simple.
Yeah.
It was just with some beef stock, a little salt and pepper, and just braised collard greens.
No vinegar?
No.
It's a good variety.
they're flash
What's that?
collards?
Flash collards. It's a really nice tender variety. They do a really
So
good job.
you don't have to cook them very long. Like you kind of just sauteed them down with some liquid, and they're really good. You don't have to cook them for like 45 minutes to an hour. Like
That was another
they're pretty quick.
really nice compliment we got this weekend was somebody was like, I really love your food here because it's simple and well done, and the vegetables aren't overcooked, the meat's cooked well, like things are simple and the flavors are there, and the quality of the food is good so that it shows.
Right,
And I think, yeah, we've had a lot of those kind of comments, and a lot of the ones that are like, I don't feel sick after going out to eat,
Oh, wow.
which I get.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of processed oils and stuff that restaurants cook with, and other things that are in the food that they're using that might not be so
A lot of
conducive
people
to
don't feel great about going
their
out.
GI
anymore.
tract.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, I think it's just like people don't realize how it feels to not feel rough.
Right. Who's been an inspiration, mentor, or influence for you?
I mean, I can speak for myself, but Betsy inspires me. I would say a lot to be more creative, to think, you know, think about things more. I'm a little more impulsive and she's a little calmer. And yeah, it's been great. And she also works super hard, and that also encourages me to like keep going sometimes when I need to, even though I might not want to. I also probably encourage her to stop going and relax and hang out with me. So, and the animals, you know, it's not like I should find somebody that's inspiring besides you, I suppose, but.
The pig.
Yeah, the pig, Petunia. No, I mean, though animals are quite inspiring sometimes.
The animals teach you patience.
Yeah,
That they do.
That they do.
That they do.
And cider. Cider teaches you patience. I mean, there are cider makers and people in the industry, in the food world, you know, that we admire and I totally bounce ideas off of, for sure.
I feel like there's just multiple people that we like talk to about ideas, or like, what do you think's up with this, or like be able to like freely talk to about like business.
I also would say farming wise, like, no. And only, not because like there isn't somebody that would inspire us or has inspired us in the past. Just that I don't even really connect with anybody anymore that, I'm trying to think of somebody that like, I mean, I have colleagues that I bounce stuff off of all the time. As you would, like, hey, you know, try this, do this, row cover that at this time, or whatever, you know, doesn't matter. Try this trellis technique, or we grow these like this, or etc. But I don't know if I would call that inspiring. I think that's just like collaboration.
Is it more of a we're all equal on the same level rather than like we look up to someone? Like,
I also think sometimes, and you know, this might not sound the way it should, but like we're maybe doing things that a lot of people aren't doing, and therefore like we're kind of just out in the wilderness on that one a little bit.
No, I get what you're saying by that.
You know, and I think that's fine. It just, there are few that I know of farms that are running restaurants on farm with their own produce and what that looks like, that are like divulging that information or even sharing it, because they're probably so busy like we are that they're not sharing it.
Exactly.
And not for any particular reason other than they're busy.
Yeah.
And so I think, you know, there's some of that going on. I mean, even in cider research, there's a lot, cider's been being made for forever, you know, like, and there's a lot of information out there, but sometimes like the nitty gritty stuff doesn't actually, you know, easily fall into your lap or into your sphere of, you know, knowledge, which is why, you know, honestly, podcasts like this and like the cider chat that we were on are super helpful, because you can get this stuff.
The inside look.
Yeah, I mean, like,
right, like you compare yourself to another farm or whatever, and like, well, you're not into wholesale veg, so maybe you compare yourself to CSA farms, but then like you're just running your own thing, and then like that's not even really. I'm getting that. That's
but
not.
Other
like,
people aren't like doing farmers market, or they're not doing
exactly.
this and
Every
this, and
farm
like
is so different. Like you can't.
well, like, I mean, a good example is like we talk about this, like, you know, colleagues of ours, friends of ours farm, they just do a CSA.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand how their numbers work. Like, it just
Right, and
it
then
makes,
you talk to a brewer or a cider maker,
Yeah.
and their challenges are going to be a lot different than your challenges,
Absolutely.
bringing in all your own stuff.
right.
Yeah.
And so I just feel like, I'm like, our numbers work for the most part, depending on the week, month, etc. I feel like we're successful as a business and we're sustainable
That's the important part.
financially, you know, and so,
Trust your own model.
right. And our model might be crazy, but it works in the senses that, you know, revenue is coming in all the time and
From
leaving,
different avenues.
but from different avenues. And so you have that bad shallot crop, that you're like, oh, there was supposed to be an extra 10K, but there's not. Well, it's coming in from, so it's just, yeah.
You've got enough diversity.
Yeah, I think that's really the key, and I think that also builds a customer base and a retail customer base that's helpful. But it's also a lot, so like I get it, But I would, like that's kind of what we were talking about earlier, and that's like the double-edged sword of like, okay, well, if you don't have a ton of debt, you don't necessarily need to have that diversity. If you have a lot of debt and you need to make these payments, well, you need the revenue.
Yeah.
But I still wouldn't suggest putting all your eggs in the same basket,
Yeah.
no matter
Right.
what you do.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
Granted, I'd like us to be inspiring to other people. I mean, there's so many smaller farmers that are backing out.
Yeah.
Even in the Burlington Farmers Market, it's like there's less and less farms now. Especially veg.
Yeah.
There's actually a fair amount of meat vendors now and people doing different things, but
Well, you're
there's-
like a president of that market, right?
I'm the
he's
treasurer.
the treasurer.
So my point being, you've been there for several years. You know who's coming and going.
Yeah, we've been there for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's sad. It's a bummer. It's like.
But we could really use more veg farmers at
Yeah.
farmers market.
And there's at least 2 more vegetable farmers that are prominent there that are probably going to age out at some point in the near future, give or take.
Well, I think one of them will probably be done next year.
Yeah. And then the other one might actually have somebody take over, but they're still working on that, I think. But it's still, I mean, it's like, that's a bummer.
Yeah. Well, I think there's people that want to do this sort of thing too, like
Right.
have an on-farm bakery or a
Yep.
restaurant or a
Yep.
kitchen or their own
There's
ferment
just a
stuff,
lot
like-
of, there is a lot of hurdles if you can't, and costs. Unfortunately, some of the regulations through the state with small business stuff like that in a rural setting, which is ironic because most of Vermont is freaking rural. So it's like, do you really want businesses to succeed that are smaller? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation.
I mean, summer's tiring either way. I don't know if I'm like any more tired now, besides the fact that now I'm 40. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I'm any more tired than I was 10 years ago doing this. Like, it doesn't, I feel
Because
like.
you're eating good food.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, but I think it's just like when you work outside and you work seasonally, like we don't work this hard in the winter,
Yeah.
it's tiring come July, August. You're like, we've been doing this for a while. But, I feel like I get my second wind like mid-August. Like once the heat leaves, I get the second wind.
Yeah.
You
get a taste of the lower humidity.
You're like, oh, this is great. I can do this now.
You start harvesting stuff that's gone to weeds, and you're still getting stuff in. So
Yeah.
I mean, last winter was the first winter we didn't do a winter farmers market, but we had the restaurant, like we had opened the restaurant,
Okay.
so it was like, that was kind of nice.
It was very
Of
nice.
being like, oh, we're
Different.
not schlepping things on a Saturday to like go somewhere else to
Yeah.
set up at market.
Yeah, I mean, we've done a lot of different, like, I mean, I don't know if you remember when we were delivering to
We were
people's
doing
homes.
home deliveries
Oh, yeah.
during COVID,
Burlington.
and then we kind of continued it on for a while.
right.
Oof, it was crazy. I mean, it wasn't crazy. It was just ridiculous.
It was a lot of driving.
I mean, it wasn't bad. We kind of just like got in the truck together in the morning and drove to Burlington and drove to did drops. at people's
So you did that together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then sometimes we
on
go
Sundays.
Yeah, sometimes we go rock climbing afterwards up
Yeah.
at Metro.
Yeah.
Get our farmer workout in
Yeah.
in the winter.
That's always funny when farmers go to their thing of of rest and relaxation is something of exercise. That's how
Yeah.
you know you're a good athletic farmer.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I do the Muddy Onion bike ride every spring because it's like the one Saturday that we don't have farmers market before it goes. It's like the one thing that I can do. And I'm like, all right, we're gonna go bike 40 miles. Let's do it.
All right, here's a couple of good ones. What advice would you give to a beginning farmer? Or what do you wish you had known as if you could talk back to yourself 10 years ago?
I would do what I said, which was plant more fruit trees right away. Yeah, perennials in general. And like think about the landscape, invest in the fruit to a degree. It's an easy, relatively easy, I should say, value-added crop if you want it to be. And even if you didn't actually make a lot of revenue off of it, you have fruit. I mean, if you don't eat, like, I just feel like there's a lot of joy that comes out of that for me. And then I think also there's definitely small-scale grazing is worth it. Like, I think the multifaceted situation like that is worth it. Because if you eat meat, you have meat, and if you want to sell it, you can sell it. I definitely, and those two things alone actually aren't that expensive to get started. Obviously, there's some infrastructure there for, but like let's say you wanted to put in 100 apple trees. Depending on who you bought them from, you might be in there $500 to $1,000. It's not an absurd amount of money. It's enough, but it's a long game, technically. Anyways, I think that would be something that I would encourage. I would encourage people to not quit their day jobs and to work more hours in the beginning. I would encourage them to stray away from operating loans and to try to use money to buy equipment that makes them money. Because that's an asset, not a lost. I mean, it does depreciate, but still.
But also, don't be scared of loans.
Yeah, like be smart about it, but like take out loans that make your life easier, that make the job you're trying to do more efficient.
Yeah.
One of my favorite pieces of equipment that I bought/built was this custom power harrow. So it's a 36-inch wide power harrow from Ibex, from Tractor Tool Supply or whatever that company is. And it's just for permanent beds that we have. And so it's a tiller basically. If you're not familiar with power harrow, it's vertical tine tillage instead of rotary tillage. And then it has a roller on the back, so it makes a really nice seed bed. But then I took the fertilizer hopper that goes on one of the plastic layers, and I mounted that to a hydraulic pump motor and then hooked it to our rear hydraulics so that as I'm doing bed prep, I'm fertilizing and finishing the bed prep at one pass. And that was $5,000, absolutely worth it. Obviously there was a little bit of innovation there, but it's a great tool.
Yeah.
It's awesome. You could use a bigger hopper, but besides that, it's great. And there are many other tools that are all in that category, and some of them are more expensive. We bought, when I say we, the loans bought, but a row mulcher that carries 7 yards worth of material, so we can not only spread compost in the fields instead of using our old standard manure spreader. I can side shoot it, so I can kind of really decide how much I want it to go, etc. But then also mulching, so I can mulch wood chips down the wheel track. I can mulch in the understory of fruit trees, etc. And so there's some really certain purchases can do certain things. Those were later on purchases, I would say. First we bought a bigger tractor, and then we.
I feel like you have to put your wheelbarrow time in first.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, I just think investing in equipment that makes you more money or generates revenue easier is smart. Investing in buying money, using a loan to buy seed or fertilizer, go get a 0% interest credit card. That's what I mean, I hate to be like that, but that's what we did a lot of, because you get 12 months, it's 0%, do that.
Easy application.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might not get as much as you need the first round or whatever, and it's probably not going to be great for your credit for a couple, whatever. But I don't know. I think there's like some creative ways to, but I think that's what you kind of have to do. You know, as a small scale business owner, you have to be creative, you have to be innovative, and you have to be willing to like get after it because nobody else is going to do it for you. It's, you know, I think it's the hard truth of it that people struggle with, the reality that like, this is really not easy. You got to want it, you know, I think, and I think that's kind of one of the issues that people think they do, or they want it, or they want it for a couple years, you know, but sticking it out is the long time. But that's also where like doing different stuff makes it fun, right? So like, if you're into growing stuff or being innovative or doing different things, then yeah, it's great. You can just like go hog wild and do whatever you want. Just trying to make too many bad decisions. Yeah.
And figure out what works for you.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
just because something works for someone else, it doesn't mean it's gonna work for you, and that's okay.
Right. I mean,
Right.
your
Like-
example was a good example, right? Like, we know that greens can sell and make money per bed square foot, right?
Right.
Like, that's
works
a
for
technical
you.
truth.
Yeah.
Well, like, but generally speaking,
Yeah.
in a lot of farms
Yeah.
that are small scale,
Absolutely.
they do that. You don't want to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't do it then. Life is short. You know, like, grow the stuff you like, get the smiles out of what you enjoy. You know, it's like there's no reason to. And then some of that, I think some of the stuff that also is true, and this is good advice as well, is like the stuff that you or I might like doing might lead you to a creative, innovative thing that your customers might also really enjoy as well, that they didn't even know they might. You know, like, or a market that was untapped that you didn't realize was there. Whether that's like corn maze or whatever, you know, anything, who knows? So I think there's stuff like that that's, you know, along those lines that definitely is important.
What does sustainable farming mean to you, and what are you doing to achieve it?
That's a good one. I think that the first step in sustainable farming is making a profit. I think that if you do not make a profit, whatever your ethical, moral, idealistic goals of sustainability on an environmental level are, it's totally irrelevant because you'll never be able to afford to do it. And you'll bust, and that'll be the end of it. And then you've changed nothing. And I think that's one of those things that people forget, that they need to make money. They need to be able to put money away, ideally at some point for retirement or things of that nature. They need to be able to pay themselves something. Like, it's a job, you know, either at least have all your expenses paid and don't buy any food, you know. But yeah, you have to make a profit. It can't just be a break even. Obviously, every farm has years that break even or loss,
Right.
or many of them. But somewhere along the lines, yeah, there has to be a profit. That profit could be spent paying down debt. That's fine,
Right.
right? Because that's what profit is. You can't pay down debt with
With nothing.
nothing.
Right.
So you have to have a profit. But yeah, I think
Yeah, profit can be capital investments.
Exactly.
It can be, paying down loans.
And so, yeah, I think some people, like a lot of younger people, forget the fact that, like, you know, the concept of I'm going to farm sustainably, let's say in an environmental sense or whatever we deem to define that as, is wonderful and great. It has to follow those practices that you're choosing need to work. Like, they can't just be on a whim. And I think I found a lot with, you know, getting into farming. I was, and I am still very idealistic about how I want to farm, and I'm still not there yet. And so I think that, you know, it's a long journey, and you kind of like circle back to these ideas that you had 10 years ago, and you're like, oh, yeah, we should do that. You know, now I could do that with this piece of equipment that I could afford to get a loan out for or whatever. And so I think that's, you know, because I didn't want to use a wheelbarrow anymore, you know, whatever that is. And so I think those kind of things are important to remember.
But the other part of being like sustainable is also just like as ourselves. Like, we try, like, for our employees, like for farming, like 8 to 5 o'clock. Like, people go home at 5. Like, we want you to have a life. Like, go eat dinner, go chill, rest. Like, not overworking.
Some people would say that's still a 9-hour day, technically. But
They
we
get
all,
lunch in the middle.
yeah,
Like,
we all
make
take
lunch
breaks.
for,
People take breaks whenever they want. But then we do family lunch here for everybody.
Yeah, we
together.
always make lunch
Yeah.
every day. So,
Nice.
granted, we're not we're not at
Yes.
the 8 to 5.
We're getting better about it, though.
we try to be
Yeah.
good about it.
Over the years, we've gotten a lot better about it.
comparatively to what we used to.
Yeah.
And like some of that's like, yeah, I'm gonna spend more time with the animals and give belly rubs and
Right.
like hang out and
it's
like have
seasonal
that
too.
time.
And like with the
Yeah.
restaurant on Thursdays, like I'll be in here like rolling silverware. We'll be making dinner. She might be doing a little bit of prep stuff or whatever. But it's pretty.
But
It's very
chill.
casual compared to like what it could be, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know, once
yeah.
you've experienced what it's not, what it, you know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Like my Friday, Saturdays are definitely really long days, but
Yeah, they are.
like we try to have chiller Sundays. So like having that day that we're like, all right, we do emails and do some invoicing or whatever, but like we're not like it's supposed to be the relaxing day.
Right. Relaxing as a small
Sometimes
business
we're,
owner is doing emails and bookwork.
Yeah.
With
But
coffee.
ideally we
Exactly. That's my Sunday mornings.
coffee and leftover carrot cake is like where it's at.
I mean, yeah. But that's also how it is for any small business owner.
Yeah.
Like that's not a nuance to farming.
No.
Yeah, but making sure there is some time that you're not completely, like, one, you're not stressed out all the time, but having time to chill and actually enjoy your own farm.
Right.
It is also really noticeable when you don't take a Sunday off.
In what sense?
You're just exhausted.
If you're just like 7 days a week and just go,
So
go.
if you go through like for a 14-day stretch, it's
Yeah.
significant.
Yeah. Your brain's tired. Your body's tired.
Yeah,
your
just kinda-
attitude.
You're over it. Yeah. Mostly my attitude's over it.
A couple
Especially
hours
if you're not
makes a
sleeping
difference.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the lack of sleep that catches up after a while.
We didn't talk too much about like the farm itself, but is there one practice or tool or crop that you think has been like a key driver in your farming success?
I mean, you can always say mushrooms just because that did get us
As a
into
crop, for
co-op
sure.
as a crop, but
Yeah, I mean, I would say that at the time when we started like being able to wholesale vegetables, also being able to wholesale mushrooms allowed us to kind of have like an interest, you know, like a perk that like places were like, oh, that's cool, like, you know, and so, and we developed that business and that side of it, and now we don't really take on new accounts really. You know, we kind of like are basically growing what we want to grow for the accounts we have, and we try to do the best we can with that. And I mean, I think other crops too, like being at market though, like and having a really profound
and
market display.
really diverse
Yeah.
and having really good setup
Yeah, definitely
and a lot of products.
has helped, but also increased wholesale, right? Like people are like, oh, we love your greens or we love your food, we want to get it at City Market or wherever. you know?
Yeah.
So I think that combination has worked really well. I mean, ironically choosing to go to the Burlington Farmers Market instead of the Montpelier Market. When we applied at the time, the Montpelier Market wasn't taking any more vegetable farms. And so we ended up going to Burlington. And at that time, a couple of the bigger farms like Jericho and a couple others had just left, Burnt Rock, Justin, and retired from Farmers Market. And so there was kind of like an opening for a couple of us. Bare Roots also started at that same time. And there's a couple other farms that all kind of started at the same year. And so that decision alone, I think, really changed the trajectory of the farm because we had an opportunity and a customer base then that was like open to us. So you have a ton of people there. It's a huge population for Vermont.
Mm-hmm.
And it took us a while to build
Totally.
up our customer base in Burlington, but now,
It's solid.
yeah.
I mean, every single year that we've done market for 10 years now, you know, for a long time, our our revenue, but also our customer base was growing, And so, yeah, I feel like that was probably a huge factor for us for success as a business, by far.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Well, even right now, if you look comparing the two farmers market, there's still a lot of veggie farmers in Montpelier. But there are a lot of slightly smaller veggie farmers that are all mostly growing the same thing.
Not by much, but they might be like 2 acres,
Yeah.
let's say, or something.
Yeah, I mean, some of them are the same size probably too.
for sure.
But there's more veggie farmers probably in Montpelier market than
There
there are in
definitely is.
Burlington.
There definitely is
Yeah.
more in Montpelier than there is in Burlington, which is crazy
Kinda
because
sad.
there's so many more people coming to Burlington.
Yeah.
Like at least twice, if not 3 times, your customer base of just foot traffic.
Right, you're right. That probably is a big driver because then you can market your CSA to those Burlington people.
And your wholesale accounts and
yeah,
everything.
Yep, those accounts are up there, and then once you have CSA members, and you've got,
It just
hey, we have a retail too,
like it's that conversation, right? It's that word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It's all of that steamrolls,
Yeah.
or snowballs. I should say.
incremental,
Yeah.
year over year. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but then it's like, getting them to come down to the restaurant too, like the customers up there.
Like people are like, can I see the menu? Can I check out this? Like when you open, they're talking, so it's,
They read articles
Yeah.
in 7 Days about us. They're like, oh, you guys opened a restaurant. Like, I need to come down. Like, just, and they do come down. They don't even talk about it. They
works.
actually do it.
yeah. But I mean, and I get it. A lot of farms either are further out, they're not as close maybe to the highway as us. I mean, it's still a 50-minute drive, but we're like right off the highway. So it makes it convenient in that sense. But you got to argue that, or it's worth arguing with oneself about like choosing to go to a market. Why go to 2 and do all that effort when you could go to 1 and make the same amount of money theoretically? That would be my argument. I know some people do that. We have no bandwidth to do 2 markets.
Yeah, I give everyone who does multiple markets, I give you so many props, but that's a lot. Even if it's a midday and a Saturday.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
yeah.
It is. But there's something really special about doing market. I mean, it's not. I'm tired of doing it now. I kind of told myself that I would do it personally for 10 years, and then I would like to step back a little bit, which I have, and that's worked out. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. There's no argument in it. But I also know that we would not be where we are today without going there.
Yeah.
So you got to pick your battles.
That's fundamental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's going to be suck in some job. At
Yeah,
some
I
point.
mean, it's going to be bad.
Every job has something not fun.
Yeah. There's always some grit somewhere,
But it also works that I like going to market, so it's...
Yeah. Is there anything that we didn't talk about that you would like to share?
Encourage other farmers to go out of the country.
Yeah.
And eat other food and see other agriculture.
And farmers markets.
In farmers markets, for sure.
Was there a particular trip that kind of opened your eyes?
I mean, we just went to Spain last year, and just the food and everything there, and just like even northern Spain, it's like all these little hilltop farms that just have land that look over the ocean. And there's just sheep everywhere, and I'm like, yeah, that is the life.
Yeah.
And like the different ways other countries respect or disrespect farming, like there's definitely a full spectrum depending where you are, but it is definitely cool to see it, and it's interesting, and it's just go get some other perspectives.
Yeah.
And eat really good food.
Yeah, I mean, getting off the farm is important. I mean, I feel like some Sundays we're just like, we need to leave. Like,
Even if it's just like,
just go to a friend's house, whatever.
yeah,
It
go
doesn't
to our
matter.
friends, like just like for an
off the
hour or
clock.
two,
Yeah.
just be like, all right, I need, like if we stay here, I'm gonna keep working, or I'm
Or
gonna like
I'm just thinking
think
about
about the
working.
things
Yes.
that I need to be doing right now.
Yeah, like
Absolutely.
whatever. Go for a walk, go for a hike, go swim,
Go get a creamy.
There you go.
You've done a lot in the last 10 years. What do you envision the next 10 years to look like? Any
More-
big swings?
More plateauing. I think is where we're going. And like finishing up projects, touching up stuff, dialing in more on the farming side, increasing crop production on the same amount of acreage, that kind of thing. Ideally doing more of the sustainable practices that we talk about and work on.
Are there any farming practices that you've done or you are doing that you're doing because it works, but you really want to get away from it?
Plastic culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think plastic works. It also sucks.
And it can be really annoying if it's windy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've gotten better at it over the years. This year I felt pretty good about it. But that's also where the permanent bed system and the wood chip mulching is an issue for me time-wise, but we have all the tools to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And so, when you have a permanent bed and you mulch the wheel tracks with wood chips, relatively clean. I mean, you have some hand weeding or hoeing and stuff like that, but that's pretty normal in general anyways. But yeah, we could definitely continue to scale that, I think, over time. I think one of the things that we've started to do this year that we'll start to do more of is like with corn, cover cropping ideally between the beds, and then just mowing that, or weed whacking. For us and our scale, it works. And then also landscaping between like peppers and eggplants and stuff like that, so that it's totally blacked out, and just like being able to radiate that heat, and then also like keep
The weed
pressure completely way down, especially for like fungal diseases and stuff like that. And honestly, I would like to move in that direction because it is super nice.
Which is funny because that's like
I know.
more plastic.
I know. It's a bummer.
But it's hard
But
because
it's
it works.
reusable.
It works
Yes.
really well,
Yeah.
and the crop production is really good.
Well, like you said, for specific crops like peppers that love the heat.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the other, like, and not to whatever, like, I get it. The plastic sucks. Like, I'm not going to defend it, but not an argument, but a thing to think about is that small scale farming done well, producing a large amount of food on a small amount of acreage, taking care of that land, feeding a lot of people well, is better, in my opinion, than like 100 acres that's managed poorly, because it can be. And so, yeah, I think the inputs are a lot less. It's not. Yeah, it's a fair conversation, I suppose, to have, to some degree. Because I don't know, like, is the amount of. I'm sure somebody's looked into this, but if you were to cultivate 100 acres or whatever, 20 acres,
Yeah.
how much petroleum is that versus the amount of petroleum it takes to lay plastic on 5 or 4 or 3?
Right.
I don't know.
Well, and there's other benefits to the plastic too, of moisture retention.
Less
Yeah.
irrigation. Like,
There's a lot of benefits, pros,
Yeah.
cons, yeah.
there is a lot. I think that I don't know enough about it, but the biodegradable plastics could be interesting. At one point, we were looking into the paper.
Yeah.
The price point was like wicked high, so that was tough. I know a lot of farms do enjoy using the biodegradable. Another tool would be a paper pot transplanter to put on the list. I mean, we definitely have found that to be super useful, and especially also being able to show our employees how to use it, and they're like, "This is great."
We had a rough relationship with it
In the
to
beginning,
start with.
yeah.
It took a couple years for us to be like, all right, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
But I could see like that working too, where you were doing like dense planted flowers.
Yes, it would work for dense stuff.
And like zinnias or something, where you were just like boom, 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 boom. It's just like a swath of zinnias. And even if you like mulch that.
Right.
Yeah, that's another thing too. That was a good investment. We switched over for the most part to 50-foot wide sheets of row cover, and so
Rather than
by
just
200.
doing the beds.
And so you just cover the whole thing, like
Yeah.
6 beds at a time, sandbags, whatever. I mean, you need people to do it, obviously,
Right.
but it's awesome. And things don't seem to get as hot because there's like a little more airflow underneath. Yeah, I feel like that works pretty well. And also clay wash dips for transplants. Like
Oh, yeah.
I can't think of the name of the brand. The kale and clay.
Kale, yeah,
Kale
surround.
Surround, thank you. Yeah. Works great.
For what?
Like
Did you say?
squash. and-
Squash mostly, but brassicas too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, one of the techniques that another farmer had suggested was you do pre-dip of squash, a little pyganic, and fish for
Surround.
and surround, sorry, for squash. And it's great because that early, instead of row covering, that early attack from cucumber beetles is kind of like knocked back.
Oh, instead of row covering,
Yeah,
protecting the plant itself.
yeah.
I like that.
You just dunk the tray,
Yeah,
and then I don't spray them at all. Nothing, done. Don't touch it.
nice.
That's it. Just plant it and walk away.
And that was the Farmer's Share. I hope you enjoyed this episode with Kyle and Betsy of 1000 Stone Farm. The Farmer's Share is supported by a grant offered by the USDA Specialty Crop Block Program from the Vermont Agency of Agriculture, Food, and Markets. This funding helps to cover some of my time and travel in order to produce this podcast until March of 2026. The USDA Agricultural Marketing Service supports projects that address the needs of U.S. specialty crop growers and strengthens local and regional food systems. I have no doubt that this podcast will meet those needs and help educate growers to support the industry. If you enjoy this show and want to help support its programming, you can make a one-time or reoccurring donation on our website by visiting thefarmershare.com/support. This show is also supported by the Ag Engineering Program of the University of Vermont Extension. We also receive funding from the Vermont Vegetable and Berry Growers Association. The VVBGA is a nonprofit organization funded in 1976 to promote the economic, environmental, and social sustainability of vegetable and berry farming in Vermont. Their membership includes over 400 farms across Vermont and beyond, as well as about 50 businesses and organizations that provide products and services of all types to their members. Benefits to members include access to the VVBGA listserv to buy, sell plants and equipment, share farming information, and tap the vast experience of our growers. Access the community accreditation for produce safety, also known as CAPS. This program is designed for growers, by growers, to help you easily meet market and regulatory food safety expectations. You can access the VVBGA's soil health platform, where you can organize all the soil tests and create and store your soil amendment plans and records. Access to webinars for growers in the VVBGA annual meeting. An email subscription to the Vermont Vegetable and Berry newsletter. Camaraderie, enhanced communication, and fellowship among commercial growers. Memberships are on a per farm, per calendar year basis, and annual dues this year are $80. These funds pay for the organization's operating costs and support educational programs and research projects. These funds also support projects that address grower needs around ag engineering, high tunnel production, pest management, pollinators, produce safety, and soil health. Become a member today to be a part of and further support the veg and berry industry. You can visit thefarmershare.com to listen to previous interviews or see photos, videos, or links discussed from the conversation. If you don't want to miss the next episode, enter your email address on our website and you'll get a note in your inbox when the next one comes out. The Farmer's Share has a YouTube channel with videos from several of the farm visits. We're also on Instagram, and that's where you can be reminded about the latest episode or see photos from the visit. Lastly, if you're enjoying the show, I'd love it if you could write a review. In Apple Podcasts, just click on the show, scroll down to the bottom, and there you can leave 5 stars and a comment to help encourage new listeners to tune in. I'd also encourage you to share this episode with other grower friends or crew who you think would be inspiring for them. Thanks for listening.